In a Michigan courtroom, one man stands against the system, claiming the law doesn't apply to him. But today, the judge makes it clear, belief is not the same as the law.
What's your name?
I'm here representing Brian Musgrove.
You're Brian Musgrove?
I'm here representing.
I have no idea what that means, so why don't you come up to the podium?
I tried to.
Nope, yeah, stand in front of the thing. So what is your name?
Brian Joseph Musgrove.
Okay, are you an attorney? What's your P number?
I'm not an attorney.
So then you can't represent Brian Musgrove. So
I'm
you are a defendant, correct?
an executor on that estate.
Okay, so none of that is valid or legal. So you have an attorney?
He's not doing nothing for me.
Okay, that wasn't my question. Do you have an attorney? Yes or no?
I have, yeah, he was supposed to be representing me, but.
So you have Michael Dagger-Margosian. Okay, so he's your attorney. Okay, so go have a seat. When Mr. Dagger-Margosian gets here, I'll call your case, okay?
In a Michigan courtroom, confusion fills the air. A man stands before the judge, unsure of his own legal standing. Are you an attorney? The judge asks. The man replies, no, I represent Brian Musgrove. But the judge isn't buying it. Calm yet firm, she explains that without a law license, he can't represent anyone.
So, Mr. Musgrove, you want to come up to the podium, please? This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Brian Joseph Musgrove, file number 23-21461FH. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people, and I have Michael Dagger-Margosian appearing on behalf of Mr. Musgrove. Mr. Dagger-Margosian might, oh, there he is. So, Mr. Dagger-Margosian, this is a date and time set for pre-trial in this matter. Mr. Musgrove said that he was appearing on his own behalf. I did verify he is not an attorney, and you are still the attorney of record. So, Mr. Dagger-Margosian, how do you wish to proceed?
Well, Your Honor, I am aware that Mr. Musgrove wants to present information to the court. I'm happy to be.
Moments later, the case is called again. The people of the state of Michigan versus Brian Joseph Musgrove. The prosecutor and defense attorney take their places. Mr. Musgrove insists on speaking for himself, claiming to represent his own estate. His lawyer stands by, uncertain how the situation will unfold.
Stands by counsel if he wants to represent himself. Obviously, this court would have to go through the colloquy of that, but obviously it's Mr. Musgrove's legal right to at least ask the court to do that. So I'm here to observe at this point.
All right. So, Mr. Musgrove, when you were at the bench or up at the podium before, you said that you were appearing on behalf of yourself. So, Mr. Musgrove, are you asking to no longer have counsel represent you?
Well, what I'm understanding is that the courts is a private for-profit.
So, Mr. Musgrove, I know where you're going with this, and none of that is valid. None of that is law.
I'm not the all caps name. Of course.
None of that is valid. None of that is law. You are standing in my courtroom. I have jurisdiction over you.
When questioned, Musgrove begins reciting ideas about common law and jurisdiction. The judge cuts in quickly. None of that is valid or legal. Her patience begins to thin. She reminds him, this is her courtroom, and she has jurisdiction. Musgrove pushes back.
So,
I tried to file paperwork with the clerk's office ahead of time so that you would have time to review it, and they denied me.
I know what you're talking about. None of that is valid under the law of the state of Michigan or the Constitution of the United States of America.
What do you mean it is?
No.
The Supreme Court says it is.
What does it say it is?
The Supreme Court says that if we were at the age of 18, we were supposed to claim our minor status.
Nope, not valid.
Okay.
So here's what I would say to you. Mr. Dagger Markosian is, like most of our public defenders, exceptional attorneys and very well versed in the law and very experienced. He gives legal advice. You may not like the legal advice, but it's usually good advice. I've never had anyone from the public defender's office not wholeheartedly try to represent their clients. So
The tension rises. The defendant argues about all caps names and sovereign rights. The judge doesn't flinch. She calmly reminds him that his public defender is experienced and has his best interests at heart. Still, Musgrove insists that everyone in the courtroom has a financial
what you are talking about is not valid, and it is not going to get you out of this case. You're not going to be able to say all those things because it's not valid.
Everyone in this involved in this court case has a financial interest in the case.
I don't have a financial interest in your case. I get paid by the state of Michigan, whether you plead, whether it gets dismissed. I don't make any money off you. We have budgets. The court system is not a profit generating revenue. We are here to represent people so that people who are charged with crimes are protected. People who are victims of crimes are protected. And that's why we have.
But in order for there to be a crime, there has to be a victim. There is no.
Well, there is a victim in this case.
The victim would be the company.
You are charged.
I can't face.
Actually, just hold on. So your crime that you are charged with, which you are innocent as of this time. Let me grab the right file.
Then comes the revelation. The judge reads out the charges: embezzlement of over $50,000, a 15-year felony, and using a computer to commit a crime, which could add another 10 years. It's a serious case, one that could change Musgrove's life forever. Still, he insists.
Is failure. Oh, this is let me see. This is an embezzlement charge. So you are charged in count one with embezzlement 50,000 or more, but less than 100,000. That being an agent, servant, or employee of Hardwoods of Michigan Industries did convert to your own use without the consent of your employer or principal industrial tools and equipment in the amount of $68,938.40 or money or equipment. And that's a 15-year felony. So if you are found guilty by a jury, you can go to prison for up to 15 years. You're charged in count two with using a computer to commit a crime. To facilitate the charge in count one, that carries a maximum penalty of up to 10 years in prison. And the way the statute is set up, I can actually stack those possibly. So you potentially could be looking at up to 25 years in prison. So the victim that's alleged in this would be that business.
Right, and I can't.
As the legal reality sinks in, Musgrove turns philosophical, questioning the very structure of law itself. The judge listens, then gently brings him back to earth. You are here because you are a living person charged with a crime. If you were dead, the case would be dismissed.
I can't face that accuser because that business can't get on the stand for me to ask questions, and a third party.
But their representative can. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. So I have $189,000 of student loan debt that was forgiven to be a lawyer. You do not. And Mr. Dagger Margosian, Mr. Isaac Sneed, all of the attorneys here went to law school to know the law, and their job is to advise you of the law. So
Yeah,
yes, they can. Yes, you can be charged.
Everything, all the laws and statutes that you guys go by
are legal.
Corporations. They're for
still a crime. Still a crime.
But I'm not
still
a corporation. I'm a living person.
Yep, and that's why you're standing in front of me. If you were dead, the case would be dismissed.
Yeah, the all caps name is dead.
That means nothing. That's not valid. Okay. It's not legal. Right. So do you want to represent yourself, or do you want to have an attorney to represent you?
I need some.
After a long back and forth, Musgrove finally hesitates. I need some time to think, he says. The judge nods and grants a continuance, setting a new pretrial date for March 20th. Her tone softens slightly, but the authority remains. The courtroom feels the weight of her control. Strict
time to think.
Okay, so I'm going to set this for another pretrial on March 20th at 8:30 in the morning. And Miss Adams, could I get a notice of hearing for Mr. Musgrove?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Musgrove, have a seat on that bench right behind you. And then Miss Adams will give my bailiff a notice of hearing, and my bailiff will provide that notice of hearing to you. Mr. Dagger Margosian, did you have any other matters in my court this morning?
Yes, Your
We're here for a pretrial today, and apparently Mr. Shaw refused to sign his advice of rights form.
I didn't refuse to sign anything.
Oh, that's what the note on my file says.
They think that's an alias. They trying to say my they trying to say my real name, Adams, and destroy your line out.
As Musgrove steps aside, the judge moves on to the next case, Jermaine Shaw. The courtroom energy shifts, but the tension lingers. Shaw argues about his name, claiming the court is using an alias. Patiently, the judge listens, clarifies, and moves forward. Each exchange,
But Ice-T little brother, my daddy, and I get his last name, ma'am. I did not refuse to sign anything. They trying to make me put Adams on there.
All right. Well, thank you for that information, sir.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I'm not sure if we can proceed without that. The offer is a civil infraction to impeding traffic, I believe, Mr. Barnett. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So, sir, they're indicating that they're offering you an impeding traffic, which is a civil infraction. That's a fines and costs matter, okay. The fine will be $180. Are you willing to admit responsibility to the impeding traffic, sir?
I ain't paying it. They can give me jail time.
Well, you can't get jail time for.
the prosecutor offers Shaw a reduced charge, a civil infraction for impeding traffic. The fine, $180.